The top 5 Elvis Presley homes to visit. Hi, I'm Trina Young, the Elvis News and Travel Examiner and host of Trina's Virtual Tours. Number 5 in my list of top Elvis Presley homes to visit is the first home that Elvis actually owned. Just a 15-minute drive from Graceland, this home on Audubon Drive in Memphis was purchased by Elvis in March 1956. After moving multiple times throughout his childhood and teenage years, Elvis was finally able to purchase a home for him and his parents, Gladys and Vernon, with his recent royalties earned from his #1 hit, Heartbreak Hotel. Elvis paid $40,000 in cash for the 3-bedroom, 2-bath home in this upper-middle-class neighborhood. He also added a pool in the back. The Presleys only stayed here for a year because the constant presence of fans waiting outside the house caused problems among Elvis's neighbors. Elvis was too famous to live in a place with easy access to the public. In March 1957, the Presleys moved to Graceland. The Audubon Drive home was owned by various owners over the years. In 2006, it was purchased by the Mike Curb Family Foundation with the intent to keep the historic nature of the home intact. While it is not open to the public, it is used by the Mike Curb Institute for Music at Rhodes College in support of music education. Number 4 on my list is where Elvis stayed when he was performing in Las Vegas in the 1970s. After his initial month-long appearance at the International Hotel in Las Vegas in 1969, Elvis would perform 2 months each year for the next 7 years, performing over 800 sold-out shows. Part of Elvis' performance agreement at the hotel, which became the Hilton in 1971, included a private 5,000 square foot penthouse suite on the 30th floor of the hotel. In addition to the living quarters, a party room called the Crown Room was built across the hall, where Elvis played pinball and entertained friends. The original Elvis suite was converted into the Sky Villas in 1994, which now include a pool and many extra rooms. Although the decor is different from when Elvis lived here, for the past decade special tours have occasionally been given of Elvis's former penthouse suite during Elvis fan festivals held at the hotel, which is now the West Gate. Presley's success in Vegas will forever be linked with the Las Vegas Hilton, and in September 1978 a life-size statue of Elvis was unveiled at the hotel by Baron Hilton, with Priscilla Presley and Vernon Presley in attendance. Number 3 on the list is located just 90 minutes from Graceland, the birthplace of Elvis Presley in Tupelo, Mississippi. The original 2-room shack where Elvis Presley was born has been preserved and restored and is now a museum where fans can come and walk through the 2-room house. Taking a cue from Graceland, the restored shack is just one part of the attraction at the Elvis Presley Birthplace Complex. The original house was designated a state historical site back in 1978, and since then the Elvis Memorial Chapel was built on the grounds in 1979. An Elvis Presley Museum was added in 1992, and the first Assembly of God church that Elvis and his parents used to attend just down the street was relocated to the birthplace site in 2008. Beautiful statues of Elvis were also created for the site. Elvis at 13 was unveiled in 2002, right near the actual birthplace structure, and the Becoming statues were unveiled in 2015 at the top of the hill on the grounds of the birthplace. Number 2 on my list is the apartment where Elvis lived during his high school years. In November 1948, when Elvis was 13 years old, he and his parents moved to Memphis. Almost a year later, the Presleys were accepted into the Memphis Housing Authority, a low-income housing association. On September 20th, 1949, the Presleys were assigned to live in an apartment building in downtown Memphis called Lauderdale Courts, where they lived until January 1953. The apartment complex, which was depicted in the 2022 Elvis movie, is now called Uptown Square Apartments. Not only can you visit the 689 square foot, two-bedroom apartment where Elvis Presley lived during his high school years, but you can also stay there. You can reserve apartment 328 anytime during the year or schedule a tour. I will include contact info for the tours in the description below. And number one on my list of the top Elvis Presley homes to visit is, of course, Graceland, the most popular Elvis attraction in the world. This is where Elvis Presley lived for 20 years, from 1957 until his death in 1977. When Elvis became too popular to live in a regular home like the one on Audubon Drive, he chose to move to a 13.8-acre estate in the Whitehaven area of Memphis. At the age of 22, Elvis purchased the estate for $102,500. The estate was named Graceland by its previous owners. Elvis, along with his parents, moved into Graceland in 1957. The 18-room house had been built in 1939 in a Georgian colonial revival style. One of the first renovations Elvis made to the mansion was to build a limestone fence around the property in order to keep the fans and press at bay. The famous Graceland gates with the musical decorations were also installed. Graceland is one of the most visited private homes in the United States. Open to the public since 1982, Graceland receives 600,000 visitors each year, second only to the White House and the Biltmore Estate, which both receive approximately 900,000 visitors per year. In 2016, Graceland received their 20 millionth visitor. In 1991, Graceland was listed on the National Register of Historic Places. In 2006, Graceland was declared a National Historic Landmark by the National Park Service. After you have toured the Graceland Mansion and the grounds, the last part of the tour is the meditation garden where Elvis is buried. He is buried here along with his mother, his father, his grandmother, and most recently his grandson, Benjamin Keogh. But in case you just want to visit Presley's gravesite and not the mansion, free walk-ups to the meditation garden are available daily from 7:30 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, ring the bell for notifications, and check out my other videos about Graceland.